This is the general syntax of an if loop. If loop has a condition, and if that condition is met, then you can go and execute this code which is written inside it. So the rule over here that you have to take care of is that condition has to be true if the code inside this brace bracket has to be executed. This if loop has a condition 1 that has to be executed. Separate code exists for condition 1, and for the rest of the conditions, then we can execute the code 2. In that scenario, this kind of loop is very helpful. Let us consider another scenario where condition 1 has some specific code 1 to be executed. The condition 2 has some code 2 that needs to be specifically executed. Otherwise, all the rest of the conditions could execute the code 3. Now let us see another scenario where if-else loop could be used. Here is a if loop with a condition 1 and the code 1 that needs to be executed. Here is a condition 2 for which code 2 needs to be executed. After this, all the conditions are treated same. The rest of the code will be executed for condition 1, condition 2 and the rest of the conditions that exist in the code. So these are the specific scenarios where if-else loop could be used. So I've switched back to Eclipse and I have created a class called execute, and inside this class I have added a main method in which I have given the interview question, that is, so pause the video and think which of these print statements will get executed. The solution to this is that I have already told you that the condition is true. That is, if the condition is met, then only we can enter into this code and we can execute whatever is given in the if loop. So yes, hello true will be executed. So let's just run and check it once. Yes, in the console only hello true will be printed. And this particular statement with its if loop will be ignored. Now over here you can see that Java is giving a warning that it's a dead code. This code is not going to get executed, and hence it is saying that remove this code. Because it's not going to get executed, then why is it over here? So this is what the actual concept is behind if loop. The similarity between if and while loop is that if the condition is true, then only the code inside this can get executed. The second very important rule that you need to take care of so that you don't end up in an infinite loop is you need to add the breaking point to this loop. So let's see an example. Inside Eclipse, I have already created an execute class. Before I begin, while loop is used for iterating over and over again until we terminate the loop with a terminating clause. So let us see an example. I'm going to write a program to print even numbers starting from 0 to 10. Both if and while loop will be used. First, I'm going to create a variable number and initialize it to 0. And then we need to iterate over this loop again and again so that we can print even numbers from 0 to 10. For that, I'll use the while loop. Now I need to give a terminating clause to this while loop because this particular program has been assigned a certain memory, and the while loop will continue till the memory is exhausted. So let us provide a terminating clause, that is number should be less than or equals to 10, because we are going to print the even numbers right from 0 to 10. And inside this while loop we need to differentiate whether the number is even or odd. For that I'll use a if loop, and then I'm going to say that number mod 2 should be equal to 0. The modulus operator over here will help us give the remainder, and that remainder must be equal to 0. I'm going to add a print statement so that it will print all the numbers that are even. Increase the number by 1 so that each and every time we are going to get a different number and not the same number. Now that we are done with the program, let us execute it and check. is you can see that I'm getting the list from 0 to 10 and this is the list of even number. If you want to print the list of odd number, you'll have to add 1 over here because whenever you divide a number by 2 and you get a remainder 1, this means that the number is an odd number. So let us now execute again. And you can see that we are able to print a list of odd numbers as well. Hey, thanks for watching my video. If you like this video, do like, share and subscribe this YouTube channel. Thank you.